Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fragrant Bunker. Welcome to Essentially Dacob, where we talk perfumes. Today we're going to be reviewing Louis Vuitton Cosmic Cloud. I gotteth a sample with my latest purchase. Where does it say Cosmic Cloud? Oh my god, you guys. It says it somewhere here. Anyway, while I'm trying to find... there it is. Cosmic Cloud, Louis Vuitton. It is a extrait de parfum, 2 milliliter. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also join me on Patreon, superdacob all spelled together, for special perks. Thank you to all my patrons who have already pledged. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream every Saturday on my main superdacob channel. Be sure to check out that channel as well and subscribe, and then partake in the fun with all of us here. We've been going strong for a couple of hours live streaming, and now we're going to touch base on this little beauty here. So let me spritz away Cosmic Cloud. Oh, okay. Okay, Miss Thing. Jacques Cavalier Beltrude is the nostril behind this fragrance, which came out in 2021. Chypre fruity fragrance for women and men. And you know how Louis Vuitton, they do a little bit like Dior now. Well, Dior doesn't even want to list their ingredients. Now that Demachy has gone, has left the building, they might restart doing that. I guess he was too embarrassed or whatever to list them. I don't know. Allegedly, right? This is all just my opinion. Okay, yeah, this is a Chypre. And maybe now that Mr. Francis Kurjan is there, things might change again, hopefully. For the Collection Privee range, I'm talking. Now, back to Louis Vuitton. So we got musk, black currant, patchouli, and bergamot is what they give us, okay? Musk, black currant, patchouli, and a bergamot. And I mean, it is what it is, you guys. Let me show you how the bottle looks like if one were to purchase it. I know they just went up in price a couple of literally days ago or a week or two ago. This is how Cosmic Cloud looks like, with Frank Gehry's design for the stopper and the slight curvation of the bottle, making the bottle look slightly imperfect. You know. Okay, I mean, musk, blackcurrant, patchouli, and bergamot. It's so bizarre. I mean, maybe because it's an extrait de parfum. Let's let it settle in. Maybe it's going to develop into something fantastic. But for now, it's giving me chemical drugstore realness. Yeah, it's a very I don't know, you guys. Hold on, I hate these long hairs. Pluck a hair, smell, because they tickle my nose when I come too close. So I got to take the hairs away. It's a whole concept. Joseph Thomas says, in my humblest of opinions, all the Louis fragrances are so basic, especially the more masculine marketed ones. This one is bizarre. It's kind of acidy aggressive. Yeah. It's giving Naomi Campbell eau de toilette, darling. Oh, the after smell is interesting. Like the thing that lingers in the nostrils later. Okay, you know what? We gotta give this one a little bit more time. So let it develop while we chitta-chatta away. Nicole loves the bottle top. Frank Gehry does it for me, says Nicole. Cosmic Cloud is such a vague concept, says Jack. Meteor by Louis smells like drugstore aftershave and not in a sexy way, says Joseph. Miri says, I have been sleeping for 6 hours and are now back again. Hello, welcome back, Miri. Oh, Tyler, does it smell like the vacuum of space? It could. You know what? There's a notion of void, as in avoid. Ha, no kidding. Like the void. There's a notion of void in the smell. It's like if you try to give emptiness a perfume, a smell, like empty space, give it a smell. It's borderline stinky. There's something like curry about it. Oh, Joseph. Well, I've never removed a helmet in outer space. First, I would probably die if I did that in outer space. And two, I've never been to outer space. Or have I? Never call out an alien. Perhaps it's reminiscent of the moment you remove the... Oh, sorry. Might as well just wear no perfume. I mean... We're talking about cosmic violin. Cosmic cloud. We're talking about cosmic cloud, Miri. It's something about it. It also smells like artificial synthetic grass. Does that make any sense? And the musky aspect. There's a muskiness about it. I don't know. I mean, sure, they list musk as the main ingredient, but it's a... Oh, I see. It's the patchouli with the musk that creates this dirty game. Julie Scott. I love watching Dacob searching desperately for polite words. Trying to be likable, working on my likability, working on my likability. AstroTurf fits with the astronautical space theme, lol. Ya go, Tyler. Um, you know what's bizarre? Smelling it really, really close to the nose ain't doing it justice, for sure. I mean, it's an extract after all, so I guess it's a powerful one. But once you remove it, like some of the molecules stay here close to the nose, and smelling it afterwards, it's really interesting. It's giving me powerful memories of my grandfather. It is connecting me to memories of my granddad, and interesting. Gosh, get alive. Musky as in sexy, or musky as in you need to bathe? Um, I mean, listen, you know, not for nothing we love perfumes, right? I mean, you know that borderline moment when if you wait a little bit longer, you're gonna need to bathe. But if you take that moment in the right moment, when you're just ripe in the right amount, that type of sexy. No, no, I'm not saying this is that type of sexy, but that's a type of almost stinky that is kind of really hot. If you know, you know. Sorry. I mean, listen, we're it's a perfume channel. We're talking smells, odors, scents, and fragrances. Like, if body odors are not your thing, what are you doing here? No, Jesus. Oh my God. Here we go. Yeah, no, we're not talking about those. No. Grandpa being sexy, no. My grandpa, no. But this has a muskiness to it, and independently from if it's sexy or not. Then I was asked, is it giving sexy musky or is it giving you gotta bathe musky? And then I said, well, that depends how you perceive musky. So then I said, musky, some people might like that almost stinky, sweaty, and some might not. And this is beyond, I'm not talking about the perfume now. I'm talking about in general, what musky can smell of and what can be pleasant or pleasurable. There are some body odors I really enjoy, even if they're overripe. And then there are others that I don't enjoy. Bottom line. Now, back to the perfume. This is not giving me sexy musky vibes. This is giving me memory musk. Memory musk. Jack wants to get a bottle to Elon Musk. Tyler says, might be the perfect scent for Virgin's galactic space travel. Okay, I'm gonna tell ya. This is not bad, you guys. It's it's not groundbreaking. It's not something. It's definitely not worth the money because it doesn't smell that sophisticated and special. But um, it evokes memories. So there's something about it. Hey, Lacey, welcome back. Good morning. Sweat can smell really good sometimes, Jesus. I agree. Tickle, tickle, Lacey. Good morning. Good morning. PJD, like, I mean, think about where the musk gland is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Musky cat scent? Trish, no. I wonder what a human brain smells like, says Jack. Well, it's in you. You can introvert yourself and smell yourself from within. It's possible, you know. Memory musk. Yes, Julie, memory musk. It's so insane because when I smell it close to my nose, it has something chemical aggressive, which, you know, but then when I take it away from the nose and I still have some of the molecules left there and I inhale, it's really reminding me of something, but I can't put my finger on it. And actually, I love when a perfume does that to me, when it causes total confusion, because it triggers a memory, and then it's all foggy, and you're trying to grasp to that memory, and you're trying to identify it, visualize it, make it very concrete and specific. But obviously, it's always just that little bit out of reach. It is called Cosmic Cloud, after all. So it does feel like a cloud, like a gray cloud. And it has something very cheap cologne-esque about it, old school cologne, but it also has an intense spiciness to it. It's a very interesting patchouli. I guess the black currant, I don't know if the black currant is making it so. I mean, the bergamot is present, but you know what? It's we're pulling a Guerlain here. Hmm. Hmm. Ah. You know what? It's patchouli and musk. Jacques Cavalier did something with these two here. No, not Eau Sauvage at all, Jesus. Mm-mm. This is slightly sweet. The patchouli has an oily, sweet consistency. Even though the fragrance is a fruity chypre, like they call it. Andrea de la Cruz. Hi, Dacob. Love your channel. Thank you so much, sweetie. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Jack. The gesture of having to take it away to enjoy it is fascinating. I mean, we always miss what we can't have, girl. You know what I mean? Of course, Debbie. You know that Guerlain developed entire fans to fan the perfume. You know, like perfume fans. Um, it definitely create because it sends it to your nose. You know, it like what the molecules that evaporate. You just kind of. It's an experience. You should try it sometime with any perfume you like, you guys. No, no, it's not a memory of an armpit. I mean, it's a synthetic musk, we know. Okay. And the synthetic musk never really hits that mark. It doesn't fit that sweat gland quite really, but mm, it doesn't smell expensive, but it definitely not worth the price they're asking for after the last price increase. Yeah, Tyler, maybe more an alien armpit, but I understand the cloud concept in it. I really feel like it is cloudy. It's turning slightly powdery now, and I think the black currant um, is showing its face. Memory of a groin. No, it's not that ratchet, not that dirty. Oh my god, I just did the fan thing with Halston. It's so cool. I told you, Louis. You guys, you're not telling me nobody ever fanned a perfume? Try it out sometime, you guys. It's fabulous. And especially as it dries down slowly, oh, it ripens. There you go, with the ripe again. Cha XX. OMG, you're still streaming. When I went to bed, you were live, and now I just woke up, you still live. You look fabulous always. Oh, thank you so much, Cha XX. Oof. Okay. It's good. Does it warrant a purchase? Mm. It's an experience, but it's not a perfume that I would crave constantly. Like some perfumes, I crave them, I want to wear them, and then I keep spraying them on. This thing is a Chypre after all, and I do have my issues with Chypres. You know, there are certain Chypres I love, like Chanel number 19, but there's something 70s about this thing, but transported into the future. It's like a 70s Chypre in the future. And simple. It's kept simple, to the point. Very fast. It's almost woodsy in a way. Whatever they did with the patchouli here is kind of masterful. Very, very delicately blended patchouli that, oh man, develops so beautifully with these few ingredients that are, I'm sure they have many more ingredients in here, but the ones that are listed, it just blends so masterfully with them. I'm enjoying this, you guys. I think you would like this one. As an look, conceptually speaking, we're not reviewing. You know, I'm so annoyed by always these reviews like, you know, buy it or not buy it. Worth a purchase, not worth a purchase. No perfume is worth a purchase if it's not worth a purchase to you. But as a concept, this is interesting in its simplicity, in the delivery. there's a soapiness to it, almost as if it had aldehydes. Probably doesn't, but there's a soapy quality to it. It's soapy. I've never smelled a patchouli like this before. This is a very, very tame, moderate patchouli, imbued in musk, but it's a dry musk. It's fun. And it's a Chypre. So there's a dryness to it. There's that smoking, almost like a ashy, like a tobacco, not the smell of tobacco like we know from Tabacolor, from Dior. It's not none of that. None of that. It is an ashtray. Like we know from Cristal, from Chanel, from the Eau de Parfum, more so than the Eau de Toilette. There's an ashiness to it, but there's a soapiness to it as well. And then there's that patchouli that is so well integrated here, because you know how it is with patchouli. Mostly when you have a perfume where you list only 4 ingredients and one of the 4 is patchouli, you're gonna smell out the patchouli. It's gonna be the most intense of the smells. Here you smell out the patchouli, but it's a patchouli that's turned Chypre. And has that cheap soapy quality to it as well, and a delicate ashtray. RN, no, not really Tom Ford. It's more elegant than Tom Ford's perfumes. Sorry, not sorry. Because Tom Ford is a little bit, overpowering most of the times. This thing isn't. Dondism, it's well, that's the weird thing. You say patchouli, very earthy. Except this thing is called Cosmic Cloud. In fact, this thing is not very earthy. This thing is powdery, airy, but ashtray, like ashes floating into the air. And there's that fruity touch, and the patchouli gives it, and the musk, that synthetic musk, which I always say is very similar to the musks Chanel uses, not 1957 has a bunch of musks. 1957 is not a Chypre, but it has a similar musk note to this one. Even though this one is more elusive, it's more like a cloud, and it's starting to gain more traction and becoming more corpulent. So it's giving dyed Cristal. Of course, it will never reach that dry bitterness of Cristal, EDP. This thing is more updated for today. So it doesn't go bitter Chypre on you. It doesn't go sweet either. It doesn't go too powdery. It kind of floats right in between. You could say this is a minus point for it because it's trying really hard to be in that zone of pleasant likability, likable by everyone, the times we live in, playing it safe. So that's kind of a downside, but it's warming up really nicely. The musk seems to be melting on into the skin and opening up more, so it's becoming warmer. But that soapy quality gives it that cheaper edge that makes it kind of, when you think, I don't know how much this thing costs, $400, $500. It just went up in price. Would I recommend it for that price? No. I've smelled Louis Vuitton perfumes and none of them smell like Tom Ford or even have the Tom Ford vibe. No, they're different, definitely. It's not a perfume you would want to wear on an empty stomach. You're going to want to eat before you smell this one. Debbie, I don't know because, I haven't had the full dry down yet on me, so I don't know if the dry down is going to smell too chemical and cheap because some Louis perfumes They don't dry down well on me. They go into that cheap chemical territory in the last dry down, which is a pity because they're so expensive. And you know what I love about Chanel is that the dry downs are always majestic. They never let you down. The Chanel dry downs always have depth, and they're corpulent. They're fleshy. Some of the Louis Vuittons, even in the extrait range, are chemical and thin in the dry down. Such a pity. But this one, I don't know. Yeah, it's not a Chypre, it's a cheap raw. No, RN, it is nothing like Le Lion de Chanel. Le Lion de Chanel is ambery, labdanum, incense, has a depth to it, fire, and the amber is resinous, but there's dryness to it as well. This is none of that. This thing has no amber, no labdanum. It doesn't have any of that rich, opulent gold, honey, resins melting all around you and then like blown away by the incense, but the dry incense. None of that. This thing is a soapy Chypre. A soapy, clean, playing it safe Chypre that when you move it away from your nose and you inhale some more of whatever's left there, there's a clear vision of the 70s. Orange carpets in a brown house where, you know, brown furniture. You know how heavy the 70s were? The heavy, chunky, brown blocks of furniture, the brown, orange carpets, drenched with smoke, you know, the armchairs also in that green brown hue. You know, I love this. I love brown, but like some of the browns and greens that came out of the 70s, girl, you don't want to know. Michael G, no, it is not like a pheromonal. Dior Homme Sport makes me feel that way. No, Dior Homme Sport is very different to this. Yes, Trish, brown furniture with orange lamps, or the lava. Not the lava lamps that actually move, that melt. Not those. I'm talking about ceramic lamps that had that beige texture and then burnt into it the red and the brown texture, and it was kind of wavy and it looked like lava. Those lamps. Why by YSL reminds me of that description of the 70s, says RN. I'm telling you, inhaling it after it's gone is what makes me wanna like scream. Like, what does it remind me of? And not a smell. It reminds me of an emotion, of a vision from the past, and that I really like. It's a bit discomforting. It also feels a little bit like a liminal space. We've had this before with some Louis Vuitton fragrances. Remember when we were reviewing them? This also kind of hints at a liminal space, even though it does have that powdery, soapy touch, which makes it more human, because it does smell clean. It smells like somebody just cleaned themselves, and you're running after them, following their trail, because it's a clean with that hiding musk underneath, and the patchouli, but it's all a bit too chemical. Louis, no, Le Lion is not a Chypre. Le Lion de Chanel belongs to, well, that category that shall remain unnamed at this point, unless we don't all agree to call it the Byzantine category. So it's a Byzantine. Le Lion de Chanel is a Byzantine fragrance. It's a clean, soapy Chypre. I think this thing has potential. On the right skin, with the right chemical balance and chemistry, it can really, really, really smell good. It can. It definitely can. On me, it's a little bit too clean. I think this one, to really work, it needs to become more ashy, more green, more ashtray, and more musky in that slightly dirty direction, you know. Let that patchouli sizzle a little bit more, make it a little bit more ratchet. Because on me, it literally smells like clean, soapy ashtray. And it's a bit irritating. It makes it smell a little bit cheap on me. So that's basically it. But it's reminiscent of something from the past. Like a vision of the... So if in the 70s you were to have a vision of the future, this is how it would smell like. That's kind of the cosmic cloud concept, if you know what I mean. Windex by Louis Vuitton. A little bit. It's giving me a little bit Windex vibes. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like would be good on summer, on hot days. Yeah, not so sure about it. Maybe on the right skin, it might go in that direction. But no, I do not think it warrants a purchase. At least not for me. It smells a little too cheap for what it is. But it's a fun concept if you want to smell it. It's an interesting concept. It's an interesting game between musk and patchouli, and that black currant in between. The bergamot kind of freshening everything up the whole time. A fruity chypre, they define it. I can see how this could be a fruity. I can definitely see how this is a chypre, but I would, more than a fruity chypre, I would call this a powdery floral chypre. No, not floral. Powdery chypre, a powdery soapy chypre. Yeah. Jesus says on the right skin and the right thickness of the wallet. Oh, that's for sure. Oh, hunty. Anyway, you guys, is it a top or a flop? Conceptually speaking, it's interesting, but given the fact that they've only released like 5 of these extrait perfumes, they could have done a better job. But then again, considering that Louis Vuitton has a plethora of fragrances, they're already discontinuing certain ones that are not selling that well. Considering that they have so many perfumes, it feels a little bit like, you know what, let's just churn them out, and we don't have the time to really think about them. And it feels a little bit quick. It feels like not enough attention went into developing some of these fragrances, this one included. So if you're lucky and your chemistry really bonds with this one, you're good to go. But like in general, blind purchase, definitely I would not recommend. So that's that, you guys. Thank you for watching. Thumb up this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let me know your thoughts about Cosmic Cloud by Louis Vuitton in the comment section down below. Until next time, never forget to never give up on fragrant love. Bye.